Welcome to Wellness Quarters, where wellness lives. My name is Gayle Nowak, and I'm your host, Wellness for All expert leader and communications and emotional wellness coach. The Wellness Universe is thrilled to bring you this inspiring interview series with our members of the Wellness Universe as part of our Wellness for All program. We bring experiences like this to you because we believe happy, healthy, and healed humans lead to peace globally. Join us here on the second Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and the fourth Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a 15-minute session filled with insightful interviews and practical wellness tips from top professionals in the wellness universe. Whether you're seeking inspiration or actionable advice to enhance your well-being, Wellness Quarters is your go-to destination for support on your journey to a healthier, happier life. This pay what you can donation-based program is supported by generous viewers like you. If you'd like to donate, you can do that now, after we're done, or anytime in the future using the link that I'll put in the chat. And a special thanks to everyone who has already donated. And if you'd like to reach out to me about the show, my contact details will also be in the chat. At the end of the show, you'll see a pop-up to leave a rating and review. We're so grateful for yours as it helps Wellness Quarters reach more people seeking tools and practices to optimize their well-being. Today, we're speaking with Ricki McKenna about New Year's resolutions. Ricki McKenna is a certified nutritionist, best-selling author, cooking show host, certified dream builder and health coach, Porsche racing mother of two, and grandmother of four. She shares her 25 years of experience as a holistic health and lifestyle coach who has helped people create and experience radically healthy, rich, productive, and joy-filled lives. Her motto is real food and lifestyle are the keys to healthy living and longevity. Welcome, Ricki.
Thank you, Gayle.
It's
nice
so good to have you.
Yeah, it's fun to be here. I'm glad we could do this. I'm just excited and
Yeah, I'm
ready.
excited. I'm excited too. And I love that you're a model of all of these attributes in your bio. It's so clear that you're vibrant and full of joy. And I'm wondering if you could start off by sharing a personal story, either about you or a client, and kind of like the role of food or being in the kitchen or cooking for one in
Yeah.
your life or in a client's life.
Oh gosh, where do I start? Well, just to get to for one thing, um, I claim to walk my talk. I just began my 80th trip around the sun, so to speak, in
Wow.
September, and I've had people say, "What?" I guess I'm not a quote typical 80-year-old. I get up and I put my makeup on and get everything ready. But one thing that I've found with what I'm doing as far as nutrition and promoting food, the cooking for one idea. I have a dear friend. I hadn't heard from her in years. Got a call from her last week, and she said, "I have to cook for my dad." And I just don't know what to do anymore because I'm always in the kitchen and I have to work and that kind of thing. So we spent about 15 minutes on the phone, and I gave her some hints about preparing multiple meals at one time, cleaning all the stuff you get home when you get home from the store, clean it all then, and how to store it properly, which is very important so it doesn't wilt or
Mhm.
you know grow something on it before you can use it. So I gave her, it took maybe 15, 20 minutes. And it wasn't a client call, it was a friend call. So I didn't charge her for it. But then she went out and bought my book, which was perfect. And so that type of thing, when I can help somebody take the pressure off themselves as far as cooking for one, and of course she cooks for herself too, but especially for her dad because he's 98. God bless
Mm.
him. And so things like that are what bring me joy and keep me going. It's part of my purpose to help people understand that Well, first of all, cooking for one, if you're cooking for yourself, you're number one. You got to take care of yourself because if you don't, it's like the old put your mask on first before you try to
Right.
help anybody else. And it's so important. And it saves you time, it saves you money, it saves energy. Because the things that I do as far as helping people prep food beforehand or freeze food, you can always freeze something and bring it back at the end of the week. And also learning how to recreate. I have a little talk on left is right, with leftovers being you can use them and change something so it tastes different. You can fool somebody that way, they'll never know. But cooking for yourself is very important because you're number one. And
Mm,
that's what I live for, truly. And I've done this for years. I was alone for over 20 years after my late husband passed. And I learned that I had to take care of myself,
yeah,
which I
I
do.
really
I
appreciate
still do.
that
Oh, yeah.
message because I can see how it might be easy. I'm actually thinking back to, a few years back now, back to my single days and I was about 20, 30 years younger then. And so cooking for one for me was kind of like, whatever, it was eating out, it was hanging out with friends. It was probably not particularly healthy. And I love
Hmm.
that message of, really thinking about it as taking care of yourself and
Oh, yeah.
really loving yourself by nourishing yourself. So that's beautiful.
Absolutely.
There's so much here that I'm not sure we're going to get to all of it, but there's so much here. But before we kind of get into maybe some of your tips and um, shortcuts and smart cuts,
Hmm.
I'd love to hear a little bit more about, we're in January, we're approaching the end of the month. It's the beginning of a new year. And we all know that at the beginning of a new year, we sometimes
We're
have
gung ho.
resolutions and have goals and we set intentions. What's happening around this time, and how can we set ourselves up for success for the rest of the year?
Oh, well, first of all, I heard a statistic the other day, and I've heard this almost every year, but it was reinforced the other day. Somewhere around January 19th, every year is when people's resolve that they've made all these wonderful resolutions start to kind of wane. And I'm sure you've heard that, the gyms get full of
Yes.
people in January and then it sort of tapers off into February and so on. And I think what I said earlier, you're number one. Take care of you first. Make one resolution for the new year, but keep it. Make sure that it keeps it. Make it something that you actually can, like taking eating an elephant one bite at a time. Take a
Yeah.
little bit, a little bit, a little bit. And I have this acronym that I use for the new year. It's called New Start. N, of course, is for nutrition. You got to have good food. You can have a little junk once in a while, but basically 90% of what you put into your body needs to be something that truly nourishes it and that you love and it loves you. And then the E is exercise, keep moving. And it doesn't have to be necessarily in the gym. There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube, actually,
Mm.
that I have found. And I don't know about you, Gail, but it's easy to get up and do 15 or 20 minutes worth of walk, 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 and even bare feet in my bedroom and
Yeah.
take care of that. Just get it done. There's no excuses. Water. Water is super important, as everybody should know. We are 60 to 70% salt water, which carries all the nutrients that you eat to every part of your body. Water hydrates and keeps you going. If you don't drink enough water, you'll get tired, you'll get grumpy. Just a whole bunch of different things can happen without water. So that and get outside if you can. I'm in Houston and we had a couple of days in the 30s and I loved it. The only problem was it was cloudy. And I don't care. You'll still get vitamin D from the sun with even with the cloudy sky. But take a supplement. Get a good vitamin D supplement. If you don't know what to get, give me a call. My information's in the chat. And sunshine is super important because it helps everything work. Vitamin D is not just a D, it's kind of a hormone precursor. And it's a very necessary part of your nutrients. The
Yeah,
other thing is,
I've heard that a lot of people. This was true for me. I live in New England, so vitamin D is limited. Natural vitamin D is limited at certain
mhm,
times of years, and so vitamin D deficiency is a pretty common
very common. Yeah.
occurrence. Yeah.
And it's not that difficult to find a good supplement, but as I say, if you want a good one, let me know.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing is fresh air. It's part of the new start, the sunshine, and you want to get rid of toxins. If you haven't done a cleanse, they're not they don't have to, you don't lose everything. Don't be deprived. There's lots of different ways to do a body cleanse that helps your body renew itself for the year, which is very important. We're about to start one, actually, my husband and I. And then taking rest. Sleep is super important, and resting. It's also when the time when your body helps to renew itself. It will rid itself of toxins naturally when you sleep. And then the first thing I do in the morning, frankly, is take a glass of water, just plain old, cool, filtered water. And then the other thing is very interesting. Trust yourself and trust
Mm,
that the universe, that's the last T in New Start,
mm,
the universe will provide if you're open to it. Be open to it, open your heart, open your eyes and ears, and really to get back to the resolutions all over, make sure there's something that you can actually do. And nutrition, as far as I'm the foodie, I'm the chef, and nutritionist in the crowd. And food is vital, but really good, nourishing food. So, does that help?
beautiful. That's a beautiful roadmap for helping
Mhm.
us really take care of our bodies, take care of our body, our physical body, but I'm also hearing that it's going to take care of us emotionally, spiritually, when we're truly nourishing our physical body.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
if
yeah, tell us. You mentioned your books, so tell us a little bit more about those.
that's my it's a more than a cookbook. There's nutritional information in it. It's available on Amazon. And I believe it's also available through the Wellness Universe. I think it's in our library, but you can find it on Amazon, or you can call me and I'll send you the spiral version for the same price. And also, this is the first compilation that we did, Gayle, from the universe. It's the 25 tools for happiness. And
Hmm.
it's interesting because mine was my happy kitchen. My favorite room is the kitchen. I meditate. And to get back to the cooking for one, and I know we only have a couple of minutes, I find that after a day at the computer or out or whatever I'm doing, I love being in the kitchen all by myself where I can actually kind of get into the food and I teach intuitive cooking, which is following what your body wants. And even if it's Cheetos, go for it. Um, not as much as you do for the other good stuff, but once in a while. I keep a lot of nuts in the refrigerator. By the way, keep them there because they have oils and they won't go rancid if you keep them in a um, airtight container
That
in the
is a
refrigerator.
great tip. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ricki.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I learned that years ago. I've got
nuts.
lots of tips, and if you want to find out more tips, rickyskitchen.net, and it's in the um, chat. There's a whole bunch of tips on there, or I will answer phone calls, and my phone number's on there, 970-618 7607. If I don't answer, please leave a message and I will get back to you within 24 hours. So I promise.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing how people can contact you. Ricki's information is in the chat, phone number, your Wellness Universe profile. Any last words before we wrap things up for today?
Take care of number one. It's not selfishness, it's self-care. And as our Wellness Universe books say, complete self-care, and that's up to you. So please take care of yourselves and call Gayle, call me, or somebody else in the Wellness Universe, and we're here to really help you have your best life ever. So take care of
Yes.
number one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ricki, thank you so much for sharing time,
Thank
space,
you.
and energy with us today. I always love chatting with you. And thanks to everyone who's joining us live and watching the replay. We'd love to see you for our next show on Tuesday, February 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern with Laura DeFranco for a conversation on bodyful decisions. Until
Oh,
then, be
great.
well, everyone.
Thank you.